5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. So this is a podcast where my co-hosts and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts from the previous week. Then we get together at a podcast host, and we are at Higher Gravity Summit Park. We are back, and thank you, Higher Gravity, for being such a gracious podcast host. Now, we give our version of the truth of how those podcasts went, and we hope there aren't too many, consequences from the host of the other podcasts. I think we're going on, is this 3 weeks or 4 weeks now? We're good.
I think we're on 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Okay, so a month. We're
great.
Good. This is great. It's fantastic. So I am Marco. I'm a taproom manager here locally, and that other voice you heard belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I am Julia, and I am a drinker of all the craft beer in the Cincinnati area, and I do way too much Googling on breweries and events that breweries are doing and all kinds of fun stuff so that we can tell you all about what's happening in Cincinnati.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, we do. Listen to our 0.5s.
Yes, please. Speaking of listening, thank you to everyone who has been listening for a long time. Thank you to everyone who is listening to us for the first time. If you're listening to it for the first time, I just told you what the show's about.
Yes.
If you don't get it, you don't like it, listen to the previous one, listen to the next one, and you'll get it, I'm sure. And if not, at least we get multiple clicks. That's the deal. But thank you to everyone in that regard. Also, all the thoughts, opinions, and expressions on this podcast are those of your hosts and your hosts alone. They do not reflect any entity that we may be affiliated with, such as our, jobs or even Higher Gravity Summit Park. So that being said, no craft beer podcast would be a good craft beer podcast if you weren't drinking beer. We weren't like those fake ass podcasts where they,
pretend to drink
beer,
review it. Yeah.
Fake ass podcasts.
I'm telling you.
Julia, what do you have?
I'm having something from Pipeworks Brewing. This is called
That's one of my nicknames in high school.
Pipeworks?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me that story off the air.
What's about pipes? Just letting you know.
Maybe don't tell me that story off the air.
Yep.
There we go. From Pipeworks Brewing, Afternoon in Venice. This is a Bellini-inspired cryo-hopped pale ale.
It's another
word.
It's like what is it, euphemism?
Oh,
what?
No. You go right on ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. Finish
right
up.
on ahead. It is a Bellini-inspired cryo-hopped pale ale, and it's pretty tasty.
Can you taste the Bellini?
Sure.
Okay.
I've never had a Bellini, so
I
know it's peach based. So
sure.
I'm getting. Isn't it peach?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm getting peach out of this. I didn't
Okay,
actually
good.
I just noticed. You know how Pipeworks logo is like the little unicorn skull, the little like Venetian boats, the gondolas that they row about.
Gondolas.
The gondolas. The
So
little.
Pipeworks is a pipe and a paddle.
There you go. Label art by Rachel Van Valkenburg. It's pretty cool.
It's a lot.
Anyway, enough about what I'm drinking. Marco, what are you drinking? It's a new beer that you have not yet had tonight.
Radeberger Pils.
Nice. How is it?
It's very Pilsner-y.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
It's Pilsner-y. It's good.
as long as you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. Or as long as you're tolerating it, that's
I am enjoying it.
good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
There's so much to choose from.
It's true. Before we get started with, so
Here we go.
the podcast that we have to recap tonight, we have a grand total of 1 1/4. So that should tell you guys that because we have one full podcast to talk about, this is going to be like an hour-long show.
Right.
Because we don't know how to shut up.
Should make it to just under an hour.
Yes, we will. If nothing else, we're going to have fun while we're doing it. But before we talk about
it is
really
for us
why.
to have fun, and for you, the listener.
Absolutely,
we do this for you.
Yes, and us. Mostly us, sometimes you.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But I did want to shout out a podcast that released kind of a new format this week, the Craft Parenting Podcast.
Yeah.
Joe put out an episode that has absolutely nothing to do with beer in any way, shape, or form, but it is their first video release on their YouTube channel.
Right.
Basically, it is Joe talking about how, as an ancient man, technology freaks him the fuck out, and he is terrified of it. And he's starting with talking about AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to shout them out. I thought the
was
episode
Alan
was
Iverson,
fantastic. Well, that too.
Okay.
It could stand for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
We're not going to go there. We're just not even going to start on that. But I did want to shout out Craft Parenting Podcast and Joe for their video content. Really enjoyed the formatting of the video episodes. So if you like what they do on a non-beer basis, definitely check this out, and we will see if they move to more like beer-related video content going forward. It was released as a podcast, audio-only episode as well.
He also gives you his opinion of Cocaine Bear.
Yes, that was both startling, the way that he was able to relate to more the bear than the people in that. But you know what? We learn new things about Joe every single time we talk about him and to talk about him and to.
Now you go to a 3D movie and they give you 3D glasses.
He doesn't need the glasses.
Well, when you go to Cocaine Bear,
oh yeah,
what do they give you?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways.
Yeah.
So he also put out on social media one of those from several years ago where he is the Michael Jackson of German dancing, and then his wife Caroline went to they danced at the opening of Christian Moorline over there on the banks.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Very, very cool stuff. But again, not beer related. That's all we're going to say. We've already talked about it for,
whatever.
You know what
not
I mean?
really, not to the degree that we usually cover.
Yes. Another podcast that we both definitely keep an eye on, but really isn't solely Cincinnati craft beer focused or even beer focused, is the Beers and Beards podcast. I feel like that is so hard to say. I know they said last episode they were changing the name of the podcast. I'm waiting for that to happen because I feel like it sounds like the same word that I'm repeating.
Well, all they're doing is changing it to Beards and Beers.
Not going to be that much better.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like they all sat in a room
And they're like,
hey, you know what?
We're going to make this better.
We're going to make this better. How? Changing the name from...
Changing the format.
Changing it up. Now we're going to be Beards and Beers.
Instead of Beers and Beards. It's
Beards and Beers.
Guys, we know that you're huge fans of our show, so let us know why. Just why. That's all. But they did, not they. David talked about a new Streetside beer, a collaboration. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is episode 124, Streetside and Thin Man collaboration, Zdravi, and then they also talked about some bourbon, which is the show. Their show is about mostly just them just talking to each other, random conversations that tend to focus around the spheres of craft beer and bourbon, but tend to tangent into any and everything except for craft beer and bourbon. The spot on the Streetside beer collaboration, like I said, with Thin Man Brewery out of Buffalo, New York, their dark Czech lager, so your favorite, Marco. I mean, my God, I don't know why you don't have cases of this sitting in front of you right now.
I know why.
Zdravi, which means fuck you in Czech. I mean, wow.
Okay.
Why?
That's good.
I don't know. I guess they figure not a lot of people are going to look up the meaning of the word, but there you go. You got David's take on the beer, more malty, not as roasted as a lot of Schwartz beers. Was a very good kind of recap of that beverage, and he also let people know that the barrel-aged Socially Influenced, which was a collaboration that Streetside did with a bunch of the Cincinnati podcasters, influencers, what have you, a year ago.
Yeah, they did, huh?
Is still on tap at Streetside. And we have heard through what we thought was a very reliable source that there was a can waiting for us, but I don't see that reliable source.
I mean, we're here. They're not here.
They're not here, so...
No can.
No. So I don't know if we're ever actually going to get to try that or not. We'll have to find out. The segment, again, on the Streetside beer was only about 6 minutes long. It started at about 34 minutes into the episode, ended around the 40-minute mark. But there were a couple of other fun things about this episode that we just wanted to kind of touch on. So if you are interested in bourbon as well as beer, definitely give Beers and Beards or Beers and Beards and Beards and Beards. I don't even know how to say the words because it doesn't make sense. Gary, David, figure your shit out. All I'm going to say. A couple of the other fun things about the episode, they talked about how Pringles and the Filet-O-Fish sandwich both were invented in Cincinnati. They talked about where hard drugs are legal, kind of going back to the Cocaine Bear reference.
Yay, drugs.
Yay, drugs. If you know, you know.
That's right.
Marco, when was the last time you did drugs?
Let's see. What time is it?
It is, 6:20-ish?
Okay, so maybe, I don't know, 8 hours ago?
There you go. Yay, drugs.
Yeah. Had a multivitamin.
Ooh.
And then a little generic Claritin.
Oh, hey. Well, you're going a little hardcore on that. I want you to be careful.
Yeah.
You're mixing that with booze, so.
I did this morning. How did you know that? That's crazy. Shit.
Let's see, what else did they talk about? Because, again, this does not need to be a long recap at all. They talked about which one of them has the best bartender personality, David or Gary. Very, very interesting. The conclusion that they came up to may or may not reflect the conclusion that I came up to when I listened to the episode. So, listen, draw your own conclusions. There really wasn't a whole lot else for us to talk about since, again, the Streetside beer portion of the podcast was 6-ish minutes. But I did get enough information from the rest of their conversations for a multiple choice question.
Yay! Hey, Julia's multiple choice question.
So, Marco,
yes,
this will be easy for you because I know you listen as well.
Julia.
But for all the listeners, my multiple choice question from episode 124 of the Beers and Beards, or Beards and Beers, or Beers and Beers, or Beards and Beards. It all sounds the same. It all sounds the same.
Beards with beers, or beers with beards.
Same word. What's the difference between these words?
It's with.
Same word.
One is and the other is with, Julia.
True. But the two words that sandwich...
One's a vowel, and one's not.
But the sandwiching of the words...
Yeah.
The bread is the same on both sides. Anyway, multiple choice question.
Bread is the same on both sides.
Where...
Write that down. Hold on.
Where does Bigfoot live? Is it A, in the Appalachian Mountains? Is it B, in the Pacific Northwest? Is it C, in India?
Julia, or is it D? You know I have to bring the D. Is it D, out in the desert where Jose Canseco and his brother Ozzy Canseco know actually where they are, and they can take you there. And this may have been almost actually set up where they would take you to where this commune of a Bigfoot commune. I don't know where it's Big Feet, Big Foot, Big Feets, Foots, you know, like the, what is it? Like
just hairy bipedals, just, you know.
Whoa. Hey now. Whoa.
Okay.
So that's option D. May or may not be the case. Was it the hairy? It's your fault.
It was entirely my fault.
Manscaped.com.
Promo code GNOME. Get 20% off and free shipping. Those pretzels, by the way.
Yeah?
Fantastic.
You like them?
I will say.
Yeah?
When you first start eating them, they come off as a little stale. I'm not sure why they weren't in bags. Or some type of like actual fully sealed airtight
These are like in weird fragrance, like cardboard, like circle
it's like a tube
fragrance tubes.
Yeah, it's like you would expect to pull like a perfume out of one.
Yeah.
But like the flavoring and stuff of the pretzels, like you can't stop eating those things. So thank you. Yeah, also promo code GNOME20 at pretzels.com.
GNOME20, correct, yeah.
Not that we have an episode of Cincy Brewcast or of any of the Gnomes podcasts to talk about today.
No, we don't. No.
But he has done enough for us.
Nada.
That we will still shout out his promo codes.
Do you know what the word nada means?
No?
It means nothing.
All right, let's get to the only full podcast that we have to talk about.
Okay.
I'm both looking at the time. We're doing good.
We're like, how are we going to stretch
Surprisingly.
this shit to an hour?
We don't. Well, I mean, we don't have to have an hour-long podcast.
We don't. Let's see what happens.
We probably will, but we don't have to.
Let's call somebody.
Let's.
Jesus.
Oh.
All right, we'll get to it.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's see. This is Jungle Jim's International Market Podcast, longest podcast name in history. Episode 74, where they celebrated a happy birthday for MadTree Brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had Kenny, Brady, Sam, and Nick from MadTree, and Ferd from Jungle Jim's.
Yeah. They
on
also
the
had
pod.
before that Hot Sauce Mike. Is that who it was?
Yes.
I mean, that's my truth. Whatever.
It's your truth.
Hot Sauce, some guy.
Talking about the best coupon deals. I'm sorry, coupon or coupon? Oh my God. I'm going to get talked to about this one. I would say coupon.
I'm not going to correct anybody on that
Okay.
one.
All right. That's awesome.
I would say coupon.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page
Hell yeah.
with that pronuncification nonsense.
Hell yeah. The T-shirts.
We definitely need
With the, like,
just
the
that just has the
actual-
word coupon on it.
Well,
people.
but with the like
the phonetical
yeah,
pronunciation.
pronuncification.
Wow, pronuncification. We're doing great. I'm
Yeah.
doing great. They talked about the MadTree Birthday Bonanza, which happened this past Saturday, February the 25th. So everything that mentions that happened in the past.
And I'm sure it was fun because they promised fun.
They promised fun. It was, I believe it was on like the invites that went out to all the influencers
They
and
said,
podcasters
"And fun."
except for us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
We didn't know. No. But at the same time,
It's weird how we keep getting left off all these.
you know what? I wonder if it's because, like, Gnome is one person, one address. We are two people, two different addresses. I'm wondering if there's...
Well, we have an old one and a new one. We have one that's not.
Oh, that's right. They
correct.
could just bring it here, right?
Well,
And not like to one
didn't
of
we
our
have
direct
didn't
houses.
we have two by my unfortunate dotterings of an old man make an incorrect Facebook page or
Yes.
something? And then I was like, I got this. Hold on.
Hey, Mark is like, I got this. I'll set this up. And I'm like,
I set it up, and you're like, no, that's wrong.
that's
It's wrong.
I
I was like, shit.
appreciate
And it had like
your
50
effort,
people,
so-
like 50 followers,
50 friends. and
50,
like,
50 friends, and then a
oh.
week later you came in like, yeah, you
yeah,
did that
it's
wrong.
Not, it's,
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. What do I tell all these 50 people?
hey, you know, I'm glad that we're friends, but follow our podcast page at
Right.
Truth Beer Pod on Facebook.
Damn it.
Oh my! And you see, this is how talking about one like less than hour long podcast turns into like an hour and a half long Truth Beer Pod episode.
Yeah.
This is exactly how. it
Also,
happens.
why we're not on TikTok? Because I would
Oh my
fuck that
God.
shit up.
This is probably also why we don't get stuff for like the MadTree Birthday Bonanza. We don't get the PR packages because
Right.
they're like, these two have no idea what they're doing.
None at all.
Let's just let them be in their own little, corner of the room over there.
Our last video was
Oh my goodness.
this speed dating question.
We were trying to get content for the
Yeah,
Patreon
it was a little
subscribers.
misunderstood, but
It's-
that's okay.
Yeah, it may have been, but that's on them, not on us.
I agree.
Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. The interview with MadTree starts about 14 minutes in. Prior to that was, as you said, Magic Mike, the hot sauce connoisseur,
Yeah.
or whoever it was. The entire MadTree company showed up. MadTree is pretty good about having like company events, employee events, to where they all get together, hang out, take a break from work.
Don't know
and just do.
how you
Everyone
fit-
went to Jungle Gym.
I don't know how you fit
like,
that many
okay,
people in
guys,
that podcast studio.
we're
I've
cool.
seen the studio. It's
not
really cool.
Yeah, it is super cool.
I don't know how you fit everyone from MadTree in there.
No. But I do like that MadTree said we are having a company outing to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, just employees. Everyone get in the van. We're going to Jungle Gyms.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The talks about, who ended in the pool at Jungle Gyms. How many
Right.
people know about the pool at Jungle Gyms? It seems like it's so
Well, you can't miss it.
obvious. No, but how many people actually understand that it's a pool.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Get the floaties, get the, all kinds of good stuff there. The entire, let's see, what do I have here? The entire MadTree company showed up. They still made Kenny sit in the fail chair. Like, they're like, we have all these people, we have all this, like, new podcast studio stuff, because it sounded like last time they were on, they weren't in the, like, freshly branded Jungle Jim's podcast studio. Mm-hmm. They had a fail chair that Kenny sat in. They said, hey, you know what, it's tradition now, Kenny sits in the fail chair.
Yep.
And he did, and he actually didn't complain about it too much. So good on him for that one. They had a really interesting game they started the interview with. Can you tell the difference by sound alone
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if it is a can of beer or a can of soda, pop, whatever you call it?
This is going to be a big thing coming up, for, I think, probably leading up to Easter.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where families get together and it's all like, hey, blindfold somebody and...
Crack a can of something.
Yep. Crack.
Is it beer or is it not beer?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the new thing that the old people are going to do on Facebook.
It was interesting that there was a difference.
There is a difference.
There's absolutely a difference in the sound. Check out the episode to find out who guessed correctly, and could you identify the sound of a can of pop versus a can of beer being
I can.
opened? I did okay, but man, I think I got stuck more on, holy crap, there is a difference. And then they were already talking about which was which, and I'm like, well, shit. So,
yeah,
that was my slight squirrel moment of
it could be a Patreon
the
episode. Who knows?
It could be. Ooh, hey, we have thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's see. MadTree talked about their history, and apparently they were founded over religious beliefs or non-beliefs, as it may be, which is pretty appropriate going into the Lenten season, as it may be for a big portion of the Cincinnati area. All hail the fish fry. Let's see, what else was there? Mark wants to be the first soda sommelier.
Yeah.
After kind of aforementioned, is it beer?
I mean, how many
pop?
different things does this guy need to check off his list? Right.
At least 7
He's an actor, podcast host, comedian, a fashion aficionado.
God, those suits.
And now he wants to be
Interior
a soda interior designer. Now he wants to be a soda sommelier.
Yes. In addition to that, he discussed food and beards. What is the appropriate amount of time for food to be in your beard?
Yeah. Speaking of beards.
We just had a discussion on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I typically don't have a problem with that, try as I might, but, I try to empathize with people that do run into that as an issue when they are consuming food products.
I don't hold too much, how do I want to put this? Look, they bring it on themselves. They choose to have this extra feature for themselves.
Not wrong.
To help them, essentially express and identify their personalities. Mm-hmm. And when food gets stuck in it, or many of the other things that could happen, you brought it on yourself.
You are not wrong.
So
I never looked at it through that lens, but you are not wrong.
Yeah. You
at
could
all.
just avoid all of that.
Yeah.
With some grooming. Now, not that you don't groom, but different grooming.
But a different grooming, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Manscaped.com.
Promo code.
It could solve all of your food in beard problems. There you go. You're welcome.
Just don't have.
You are welcome.
How about that?
They talked a bit about whose kids are assholes. I don't know any of their kids, but the arguments that each party made on no, mine are the biggest assholes because of this, and no, I definitely have the biggest asshole children because of this. I don't know. That was...
Kids can be cruel. I mean, sometimes,
Sure.
And there's no reason that.
Sorry.
There's no reason that if if the shoe fits, wear it.
There you go. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? On kind of a more serious note for the conversation, they talked about.
We haven't been.
Oh, I mean, to continue
Okay.
our very serious conversation about this interview,
It's more like it.
they talked about their 1% for the Planet initiative that they are a part of, that they have done, amazing things with so far. And they even try to keep, when they have corporate parties or big events at the MadTree space or any of the MadTree spaces, they try to encourage the people having the parties to purchase a carbon offset, add-on to the event, where they will plant trees in the Cincinnati area that will offset the carbon, footprint that those events would generate, which is pretty freaking cool. If you don't know by now that MadTree is very big into trying to help the planet, in addition to communities.
Yeah.
I don't know where you
And trees.
Lots of trees. I mean,
Through trees.
dude, man, they're planting mad trees. So many trees. Oh, Marcus walking away. Oh no! Oh no! It wasn't that bad, was it? Oh, it was. it could. Oh. Well. We've been at this for so long, and I still manage to get you every now and then. Awful.
I should have sent you to the park.
Where's Julia? I sent her for
Take
a
your
walk in the
phone,
park.
go hug a tree, and call me.
Don't call me, just go. Let's see. I only had 2 other notes on this episode.
So did I.
Well, all right, let's make sure that they match up. They mentioned that they will, that's all capital letters and underscored like 3 times, they will open more locations, specifically at least 2 on the west side. Because no one else is opening locations on the frickin' west side. MadTree is going to do this. They talked to me. They said, you know what? We know what Julia wants. We know what she needs. More breweries on the west side of Cincinnati. At least 2. At least 2 MadTree locate. Why are you laughing? Why is this so funny to you? They said it. They said it. They put it out into the universe. This is totally not me putting this out into the universe. I'm trying so hard, guys. I really am.
West side.
I'm trying.
Okay. Okay.
And the last thing that I had is an upcoming event that, for whatever reason, I didn't even think to add onto our calendar events because I don't know what I'm doing yet.
No, it's fine.
But on March the 10th,
Yep.
MadTree is having a pint night at Jungle Jim's Fairfield.
That's right.
So show up, get some MadTree beer, some delicious MadTree beer, possibly some remnants of the
So
special
they're
beers
bringing
that
the
they had.
delicious ones.
Only the delicious.
Okay, very good.
The ones that aren't good, they're leaving back at the brewery.
I got you.
And
I got you. Delicious ones. They're going to be there.
I'm trying here, man.
Which what day was that again?
March the 10th.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a Friday, I would imagine, because those are pint nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also Josh's birthday.
Engel?
My Josh.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. Jengle already had his birthday. He's in the past.
That's true. He did have his birthday.
He's in the past.
Called the drunk line and
They did
everything.
not call-
You going to
yes.
get Josh to call the drunk line?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Call it on his birthday. That could be awesome. But yeah, other than that,
Wait a minute.
what?
Is he going to skip doing the thing that he usually does on Friday?
We haven't discussed that. That's still the future.
Okay.
So we have not discussed.
Okay.
It all depends. Whatever. It's his
always
birthday.
he's always got a thing.
It's his birthday. He does what he wants on his birthday. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll figure that out. Did you have any other notes? Because I don't. It was a really fun interview. They always
I don't.
have such a great time when a big group of the MadTree people are together.
Mm-hmm.
When they were at Fretboard for the Gnomes Oktoberfest Quest.
Fun.
So much fun. It is always
You okay?
really, yes. My knuckles are not, I am fine.
Okay.
But such a fun interview. They had so much fun. I was laughing throughout most of it just because of how ridiculous things got. They got so ridiculous that they released some information that leads into my multiple choice question.
Julia's multiple choice question.
Yes. So for the Jungle Gyms International Market Podcast, episode 74, happy birthday to MadTree Brewing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, belated. You know, since this is being released.
Happy birthday
are we gonna
to...
Oh, God, we're going to sing.
I don't care. Good luck.
All right. My multiple choice question, Marco. And for all the listeners. How old is the oldest can of psychopathy in existence? Is it...
Serious.
It's very serious.
Of course.
Is it A? And again, let me preface this. They just had their 10-year anniversary, so keep that in mind.
All right.
Is it A, 4 years old? Is it B, 8 years old? Or is it C, 11 years old?
Julia, I bring the D. Option D. So you said, was it 4 years, 8 years, 10 years?
11 years.
11 years.
Yep, 4, 8, or 11.
4, 8, or 11.
Yes.
Do you know what the N in 9 years stands for, Julia?
Nope. But I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I am going to tell you.
Tell me.
It's not 9 years is what the N in 9 stands for, Julia.
Oh, my goodness. So it has to be one of the other three. If you think you know, or, you know, if you listen to the episode so you know, let us know. Good God. How many times can I say that word?
You know what the M in MadTree stands for?
MadTree?
Not enough parking.
That's what Crossroads is for. Anyway.
It's Crossroads.
Yeah, it gets
Crossroads is like, yeah, that's what we're for. Actually, our whole mission is to make sure we have parking for MadTree. Yeah.
Not a bad business plan, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Just have a membership parking. I guess
Do you
it would
get
just,
coffee
I guess
and
it would
shit
just
over
be
there?
monthly parking. Yeah, you can get all kinds of shit over there, apparently.
When's the last time you've been to Crossroads, Julia?
Never. Well, I mean, other than parking there to walk across the street to MadTree.
Well, that counts.
Okay, well, I've been there like twice. Was there anything else you had for us to talk about on this episode of Truth, Beer, and Consequences? It's going so sideways so quickly, so we need to wrap this up and then just continue drinking. Because what could go wrong?
Well, also, it's what we had slotted for tonight, right?
True.
I was like,
True.
well, let's...
we have one podcast, so let's just drink.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be good. When did Shaquille O'Neal show up here?
Hello, I love your podcast.
Oh, my God.
I want to say,
Oh, my God.
really, really fun podcast.
Nicely done, Shaq. Thanks for
Thank
picking
you.
up our tab, by the way.
Happy to do it. That's not a problem.
Cool. Got that last beer in there right before happy hour ended, too. Super nice. Anyway.
Except for me, I didn't.
No, you were literally not even a minute late.
Yeah,
You were up
I
there
was
at
seconds.
5. It was. You were up there
I
at
was debating.
5:59.
I was
You
doing
were
a little debate.
You were debating.
And just to bring you behind the curtain, it was a little debate. It was like, was I going to get a draft pour? Was I going to get a bourbon? Was I going to get a tequila? Was I going to get a bourbon with a mixer? Or was I just going to get tequila? And then I just went beer. And then it was like, you missed it by
So I'm going to extend
seconds.
the podcast a little more unnecessarily.
unnecessary extension.
Yes. Speaking of...
That was one of my nicknames in high school.
Oh, my God. I can't. Speaking of cocktails and mixers and that type of thing, producer Lydia is here tonight.
Yeah.
And she taught us about petty Guess Who. You know the game Guess Who? Where you have to, guess who, whatever.
It's like
Petty Guess Who.
It's like Clue without the moving room to room.
Yes. It sounds amazing. So basically, instead of doing things like, does your person have glasses? Does your person have hair? Whatever. Instead, you ask much more relevant questions such as, does your person have a complicated Starbucks order?
Yeah.
Does your person do yoga? I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Does your person
love
have
it.
a television show where they just praise Alabama football team?
Is your person Chris Collinsworth? Oh, wait, I guess that was. Anyway,
He was nice when I met him.
that's cool. I'm glad for that. I'm very glad for that. How long did you have to hear him talk, though?
Oh my God! When somebody just tossed
He was
him a
nice
softball.
until he opened his mouth. And
Somebody
then
tossed him a softball, and he just went on. But
Oh,
anyways,
man.
he was great.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you liked this absolute cacophony of an episode, I don't even know what the proper adjective is for it because we were cause law. Go Battlehawks. Let us know about it. We are at Truth Beer Pod on all your favorite social media platforms. Poor Marco. He's going to get to experience me in full XFL glory this Sunday. It's going to be wonderful. If you like what we do, let us know. We are at Truth Beer Pod on all the social media platforms. Send us an email, truthbeerpod@gmail.com. Check out our episodes on YouTube. There are a couple videos. It's mostly just the audio versions of our podcast on YouTube. We are trying to work on some more video content. Just trying to figure out what to do to make it entertaining enough for you is not as easy as you might think. If you'd like to support us in a more monetary way, there are two ways to do that. Both of them involve going to our website, truthbeerpod.com. There is a one-time donation link, buy us a coffee, or you can become a Patreon subscriber and get at 1 to 2 times a month bonus episodes. So that's either going to be some of our initial test episodes that we recorded before we started the podcast and release it out to the world, some fun video content, some not fun video content. We're doing what we can to try to keep you guys entertained. But regardless, we appreciate you so much for listening, liking, reviewing, sharing, subscribing, and just being a part of the Truth Beer Pod family. We'd still be here without you, but we really like having you here with us. It makes it so much more worth it. With that being said, Marco,
Julia,
what are you going to be doing next Tuesday?
well, next Tuesday, I'm planning on being here and talking about Cincinnati-based craft beer podcast with you.
Sounds great. I'll see you there.
See ya.
Cheers.